And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before I even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Crispy, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
We really appreciate it, and we couldn't do it without you, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rachel.
Dees.
I'm going to take it down a little bit.
Okay.
This is going to be the awkwardness intro.
All right.
Is this a psychological thing? You tell me if this is a psychological flaw.
Okay.
All right. Do you know those interactions you have with people sometimes where like you see someone that you kind of know in a public place?
Uh-huh.
And you have a conversation with them, but it's not a conversation at all. It's just a reciting of facts for a particular duration.
Sort of pre-approved pleasantries.
Yeah, like, hey, how you been? And nobody ever tells you the truth. They always say, "Oh, I'm good."
Yeah.
Or the other side of it is they tell you real hard the truth, and it's some miserable, shitty truth. You know what I mean? Oh.
Yes.
My grandma got caught in a fucking crocodile trap.
Oh,
and
no.
She's still there now.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
we came here to go get a saw to cut the chain loose so we could get her to a hospital. But she's not looking like she's going to make it.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh. What about that weather, though, right?
That weather, man.
That weather. At least it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll help the bleeding.
Right.
I was, before we started this, I was kind of complaining about stuff, and I started realizing, I'm like, is this a do I need to speak to a psychiatrist? Like, I don't like weddings, I don't like courtrooms, and I don't like funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
It's not because they're emotionally crippling, or, oh, I'm so heartfelt at this wedding, or, you know, I don't know, court is always pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to court for positive reasons. I'm not trying to get my master's copies back, you know.
Right.
It's like when I'm in those situations, it feels like there's too many, if I'm honest, which is I like to think my default. If I'm honest, I could cause a lot of problems.
Uh-huh.
And I'm afraid that the honesty is going to slip a little bit and become aerated, fucking expand into the atmosphere around me and cause conflict. Does this sound familiar at all? And is it just me?
I think that's probably a worry that other people have, because that's why we tend to stick to this sort of list of same kind of surface level discussion points with people. But
isn't that exhausting though?
It is exhausting. But yeah. I mean, like you mentioned, it seems like a lot of people do either it's either the superficial extreme, or it's the way too much personal information half of that.
I don't think you should have to choose either. I think you could just have a conversation like you're a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
But those almost always go poorly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Does anyone have a reason why these two should be bed? Yeah, I know both of them. This seems untenable at best. Right? But I'm not going to say that.
Right.
So I just sit there. And everyone knows I want to say it. So, like, I kind of feel like people are looking at me like, you should say something. And I'm like, no, not this time. You know?
Right. And then when it implodes later on, it's like, well, why didn't anyone say something?
Oh my God. This exact situation is happening to me.
Oh no.
This exact situation. Because nobody really wants to hear it until after it's done, and they're like, someone should have said something. I'm like, man, I'm with you, but I was outvoted.
Yeah.
They all said, no, don't do that. So like funerals,
Mhm.
weddings, and court feel like there's an atmosphere that's been pre-established before you get there,
Right.
right? So now you're trapped in that energy. So like you go to a wedding, everybody's all romancy and shit like that. But I'm not supposed to know that, yesterday I saw this guy get super fucking shitty drunk and try to mac on every bartender.
Oh.
Right, because
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
Right.
Right? Or the fact that I know she's cheating on him with that guy
Ooh.
who is at the wedding and not going to say anything either.
This is a dramatic wedding.
At a funeral, it's like you go in there and you're supposed to be celebrating the person who died, right? That's sort of my understanding of how you're remembering them.
Right.
But everything you're doing is the opposite of the person who died's how they lived anything, right? But if you act like they acted, then everybody around you is going to be like, well, you shouldn't have done that. It's like, but that's how they were. And if this is about them and not about you.
Yeah. I think funerals are more for the living than they are for, the deceased.
And court, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. You're just, if I go to court, I'm going to jail.
Oh, no.
Dees doesn't win court cases.
Oh.
I'm afraid when I go to those situations that I'm going to be the one that says a thing that's a little too not softened. Right?
Right.
And then here comes do you ever feel like that when you go to one of those things?
Well, I've never had to go to court, so I don't know about that.
Right. Okay.
I will say I don't do well with like weddings or kind of like big get together things like that, because I mean, like you said, like the conversations are so surface level. It's very boring. And, you can't like leave too early because then everybody's going to say something. So what I tend to do, and maybe this is a faux pas, but for a lot of stuff like that, I will bring a book with me and I will just sit down and read. And so it's like, I'm here. And if someone wants to talk to me, I'll talk to them. But like, I don't want to just stare off into the distance.
I'm always worried that I'm going to go to like some get together and everyone's going to be like, man, this weather, right? I'm like, yeah, global climate change is going to fucking melt us all to the bone. We're all dead.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. And they're just going to be like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, you guys didn't know. It's on the news every day. But
the social contract forbids us from discussing global warming.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like do you remember a time when you were in like school, like in high school? Do you ever have a class that was like quiet to the point of being upsetting? Like it was like the teacher would put up some like math problems, something like that, and then everyone would just zone out and be quiet for like a cough. And everyone would turn and look. That's how quiet it was.
Yeah.
Right. I used to think in those moments about grabbing my desk and throwing it out of the window. Just to see what people would do. Just like I would imagine in my head that I would grab my desk, stand up, and just without saying a word, just throw it through the window and then run and dive out of the window. And I kind of wish that I could be removed from myself so I could watch it happen. Or better yet, if someone else did it, even better, so I could just watch it.
Right.
But I wanted to see what everyone would do. Like, would they be quiet even after that happened?
Oh, like they just all look up and then go back to...
Yeah, like, oh, God. This has got to be something undiagnosed in me. Right? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it is... I think some people are more tolerant of those settings than other people.
Oh, man. Some people are more tolerant of the situations. Sorry.
It's all right. I think that some people are more tolerant of those situations than others. However, also, like I just mentioned earlier, I will bring a book like to stuff like that and just sit and read, which I don't think is really the most accepted way of
Yeah.
dealing with stuff like that. So I may not be the best judge of how to actually cope with those situations.
I don't know that there is a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think for me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like having to, I get there are times where you have to just kind of shut the fuck up and not say anything and just sit there.
Mm-hmm.
But, just torturous to me. It's torturous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't be honest about it afterwards. You can't be like, man, that sucked. You know what I mean? You gotta be like, that was great. I had a great time. I want to do it again soon.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Right.
Can't wait. So good seeing everybody.
Man, the weather later, you just talk about that again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a channel for it now.
Now?
Yeah, where you can just watch the weather.
Excellent.
Yep. Coming soon. Paint Drying Network. Is this an intro? This therapy session?
This is an intro.
Hey, let me try to leverage this. Hey guys, if you're out there and you think that you've been in a situation like that, why don't you go ahead and tell us about it out here in the comments?
If anyone has a better way of coping than throwing your desk out a window or
fully driving a nail into your arm,
sitting in a corner and reading a book when everyone else is socializing.
I used to just drink. That used to be the solution. But
no,
I don't do that.
Oh no.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
No, I hear about it all the time. Like people who go to those types of things,
mm-hmm.
and then they come back and they tell me, they're like, "Man, that was so boring." And I'm like, "No, I get you.
Yeah.
Nobody gets you better than I do. I understand completely."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, when I die,
mm-hmm.
I'm assuming people are gonna want to come, I don't know, stand over my body to prove that they were last. And when they do, I want to try to make it more fun for you guys. I don't know. I have something like a pin the tail on the douchebag kind of.
Oh no!
I'll give everyone like a tail with a little nail in it, and then you guys, whoever has the most, is banished from the friend group. You know what I mean? So run fast.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's either going to be the worst person or the slowest person.
Oh.
So.
All right. Oh.
Oh, was that too much? Did I ruin the intro? We'll get up next week, right?
Okay. All right. Well, actually, speaking of next week, there won't be an episode next week because I'm going to take the weekend off for the holiday. So.
Yeah. Well, you deserve it. You do a lot of edits. So I normally take 2 weeks off out of the year, so that's 50 comics. Seems fair.
Yeah.
So that seems good.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. And if you don't like it, then start your own fucking podcast. No, but before we do that, because it is Thanksgiving coming up soon, I thank you guys for listening, even when we have these weird existential breakdowns on the intro.
Right.
But I think it's honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a good holiday.
And what's the name of the episode?
This is Return to Ravenloft, Season 2, Episode 13, Shiptease.
Okay. All right. It's a good title.
Uh-huh.
All right. I withdraw my
Your rejection?
Rejection.
Was it you preemptively rejected it?
Yeah, I always do that. Boy, we're getting deeper into the objection. Is what I meant to say. Boy, these Freudian slips are gonna get me.
Oh no.
All right, to the episode before I fucking release any more information about myself. Oh, you didn't get my sweet thorax bit?
I did not. No.
What a waste. What a waste. Solid, burnable content. I'm gonna do my own Patreon where we burn CDs with all our clips on it and send it to people in the mail. And when you're done, you return it, and we'll send you the next one.
It's like the Time Life series of books.
Yep. You can also buy this sweet encyclopedia set because everyone knows knowledge never changes. Everything's the same as it was in 1978 when these were popular.
We'll send you this set of encyclopedias, which you can use as a doorstop.
Dude, I swear to God.
For the 26 doors in your house.
My parents got these encyclopedias way back in the day, right? And they were very useful. I used to read them all the time. Just kind of curious browsing, right?
Right.
And then at one point, I remember finding information. I was like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. Ewok. So I see you finally learned to establish time. It's like, what's time?
It's time.
What is time?
It's been a while since I drove her nuts, so I had to.
I do it all the fucking time.
I was like, maybe I can get it out before game. Yeah, not happening.
No. As soon as you start doing that, I was like, this is going to be a weird game.
Oh, 100%.
What time is
100%.
does time really matter? What is time anyway? Does this rash look serious to you?
I do got good news. My promotion finally came through.
Yay! Congrats.
So thank you.
So he's excitable happy. Congrats, man.
Yep.
Thank
You
you.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Been working hard.
So, which means no more weekends
Hey,
Wow.
my guy.
Excellent.
because I don't get paid for it no more. So I ain't showing up on weekends.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck that.
I touched the tip of my penis into an electrical socket the other day just to see what would happen.
To make you feel more alive? Is that why you did it?
And
Penis hammer.
I have now saved lots of money on a hair gel. I don't need hair gel anymore.
I thought you were about to say, and now I saved a lot of money on my car insurance with all those fucking ads you kept in last night.
Those were for health insurance, and I think the reason was because they must have noticed the power surge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were
My
trying
penis
to.
was powerful, but it's way more powerful now.
Oh, I see.
It's a surge. You see,
I see. So is your penis AC or DC?
both.
Okay.
And it wears those short little British pants when it plays the guitar.
It's been
Oh,
it's been
God.
thunderstruck.
Oh my
Is that what you're
God.
saying?
That's exactly right. Yeah. And now it's back in black.
Ah.
Oh. Oh.
It's like a hot dog that was left on the barbecue pit a little too long.
Oh my God.
Because they're back in the skittle again.
The end's a little split.
Oh my god! It's like when Bugs Bunny smokes a cigar and it blows up.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you know this means my penis is split in two.
Of course, you know this means sore.
Oh my God.
All right. So, are we gonna get the airship today?
I hope
feel
so.
I feel like this has been like a tease, like a ship tease.
Oh, it's 100% a tease, bro.
It's like Shippendales over here.
Shiptease. There's an episode name for you right there.
Hey, that's a
Mark
good
that
one. Oh man, Shiptease is great. That should be the name of the last episode. Before this one. I hope. Shiptease Part 2. Shiptease Part 14.
Shiptease 2. Ship happens.
So are we in character? Rachel, do you want to pretend you're not who you are for a little while just to get into sync? Rachel is just a guy playing another guy playing another guy.
Yeah, she doesn't heal us in 2 games.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Man, Kestrel sucks. I hate Kestrel. Where's Adri?
Somewhere in there.
She's
I never
dead.
thought I'd hear that out of Kaeviir after the first round.
She's dead.
She's not dead. She's been inside you all along, Charlie Brown. All right. Well, can we do a recap of kind of where we were in the last game?
Sure. You guys just spent the night at a Fraternity of Shadow safe house. You guys pretty much annihilated everyone but 2 people in it.
Mhm.
And that's not including the people that half of you know. I'm not going to say which one doesn't know them.
I think we all know.
I think we all know. So
It sounded like you were talking directly to her. That half of you know.
I got my point across.
Mhm.
So, the only thing I couldn't remember was if out of game if I said anything about Ludo's fate or where he's at. Did that come up at all?
I don't think so.
I didn't take any notes on
I
it, so
don't think so.
okay. I've been playing 2 theories in my head of where I'm going to put him, and I was, like, dude, did I say that out loud?
No, I think
Can't
that there
remember.
was. I think there was some conversation about Nate having him on the boat for a little while and having
Yeah.
a conversation. Then he disappeared, and then
When
from
we
there,
were
it's just-
in Matera Bay, some Cargasine or guards or something said that he was seen near the
The
ruins of
last-
Castle
yeah.
Avernus.
Okay, so the last thing I
think
said was
that's
he was near the castle. Okay.
I think in like timeline sense, that's the most recent we know of his whereabouts.
Okay.
Because we've also had people be like, "Oh yeah, Ludo came by like a year ago and sang some
Yeah.
songs." But I think the suggestion of the Cargasine talking about him was that he was recently seen near Castle Avernus.
Sounds
Who
good.
gives a shit about Ludo? Fuck him. Hope he's gone forever.
Just for that, you're getting Clarabelle.
Oh, I got a question. I got a question about a thing that happened in Rachel's game. Kaeviir played and got a vampire.
Yes,
head.
you have it.
Oh no!
You talking about the null head?
Yeah, well, it's not the head; it's the whole body. The gaseous
You got it in a
form.
bag, right?
It's
In a
the
bag. I would have converted it to a jar.
It is on the ship.
it's
Okay.
the gaseous form of an ancient vampire knoll.
Right.
Yeah, she let me know about it, and yes, it is on the ship.
Okay.
Do you want me to send
Uh,
you the stats of that, David?
To
Yes,
Kelly Lee.
please.
Okay, yeah,
So
to
you
Kelly
have-
to Kelly Lee.
God forbid he ever actually release it on the ship.
No,
But
no, it's in like most of these things. Like any of the
oh yeah, it's your
vampires
collection.
that I've captured are in like a brass container, etched with like symbols and stuff like that, and sealed tight.
Oh
So
yeah, no
you
worries.
you have a glass bottle full of vampire farts.
Not glass.
Oh, okay. Excuse
No,
me.
Has he ever explained
that was the problem with that statement was the container type.
Did he ever explain that vacuum he built to you?
I looked up a bunch of blueprints on how people used bellows back in the day, and that when you expand one bellows, the exterior containment that holds in it expands and contracts and can create suction using 2 bags layered on each other, essentially, right?
Okay.
So I just created a vacuum so that we could suck up vampires when they come out. So I always imagined it kind of looked like a bellows, like you have the 2 little hand cranks like that you fold together.
Yeah.
And then sort of like a big like puffy exterior, and then a hose that comes out of the front of it, kind of like on rails. So you put it on your hands and then you kind of like squish the sides in.
Almost like bagpipes.
Yeah, it catches vampires.
That actually wouldn't
But
be a bad idea to release on the Patreon.
It would be super fucking weird. Let's be honest. The
Oh, yeah,
vampire
100%.
vac, the vamp vac.
Vamp vac.
When you gotta suck a sucker.
Oh man, that would be a cool. I should do
It's-
all of the Kaeviir inventions on there. Houseboat.
Yeah. The sucker. That's yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we should do the commercial.
Oh god.
Hi, Billy Mays here for the sucker.
Oh man, I love the medicine commercial.
Oh my
It's my time.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
The diseases are great. Donkey foot. You have donkey foot. Oh my god. I just what was the other one? Gelatinous rib cage. But we already did we stay at the house or did we leave the house after that?
We stayed, I believe, and had like a
Night and have not left yet. It's morning. You guys had a big experience of a meeting
Yeah.
of the minds.
yeah.
You met all the others in play.
Right.
Mhm.
And I'm
We got
waiting
the
for my
board laid out.
letters. Waiting for my letters.
John Cusack sitting in their trench coat with a boombox.
Standing outside the window.
Yeah. I draw the line at 7 unreturned phone calls.
Kaeviir, there's a blood god standing outside holding a boombox. What's a boombox? Is that like dynamite? I wanted to say that at some point during the night, I would have had another growth burst.
Growth
First.
growth burst.
It's not a spurt, it's a
spurt.
burst. No. Well, look, if you grow like a normal person, then maybe it's a growth spurt, but this is a fucking burst. My bones shaped different.
Ew.
They like crackle and shit.
Yeah, so that's what that noise was over there last night.
Yeah.
Growth spurt. Growth
I'm gonna look
burst.
side to side and be like, that was it. That was what it
Yeah.
was.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. You can have another growth spurt.
Let's say I'm in mid-20s now.
Okay.
Congratulations, you can rent a car now.
What's a car?
Cart.
Oh,
Yes, you can. Yes.
I built a skyship. Fuck a cart. I like the idea of Kaeviir being one of those people that has always wanted to be a king, but knows better than to ever be a king because of how bad it would be. Like, so it's like this internal conflict where like he really wants to be carried around like Xerxes on a fucking one of those carrying pylons or whatever. But he's just like, nah. A lot of responsibility.
More work.
We saw
than
that happen in a
willing to do.
comic.
So what?
We saw that happen in a comic back in the day.
Oh man, it would be very funny. You talking about evil Kaeviir?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What spawned all the Dark Universe?
The Arbiters of the Black Spire.
Mm-hmm. I still have that up on my wall in my office.
All right. We want to get rolling. Like Limp Bizkit says, get rolling.
Speaking of rolling, don't you have some important rolls to make?
Yeah. Hey, D-Walk, can you tell me the name of the album that was on?
Air Raid?
Nope.
Okay.
Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. And I'm going to roll my important rolls now. I got a 7 and a 17. Oh, D-Walk, I should tell you about a talent I got. Or a new ability. Sorry, I keep calling them talents now.
Talent's what you did last night.
So what?
A talent's what you did last night.
What did I do last night?
I don't know.
Oh, that jerk off thing? Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Oh my
crazy.
god.
Overhand like rolling dice. Okay, reliable talent. Whenever you make an ability check that lets you add your proficiency bonus, you can treat a die 20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
Okay.
Whenever.
So you pretty much can't roll under a 10 now.
Nope.
All right.
On any ability check that lets me add a proficiency bonus.
That was with the wizard, right?
No, this is
that was a rogue?
Mastermind rogue.
Okay.
So professional, baby.
So Rachel hit 6 level spells. He can't roll under a 10 on a skill check. Nate?
Nate's like, I
What's-
found this
what's your
lint in my
surprise?
pocket.
I do nothing. I bring nothing to the table. I am not special in any way, shape, or form.
It's
I can
all-
make- I
when he-
can make water and I can turn into a shark. I don't know what else you want out of me. All right, that's
when he
that's what
comes
I
to
do.
dinner, it's called a pot suck.
No, I just got some proficiency bonuses so that I can actually do a couple of more things that a rogue is supposed to be able to do. So that
Right on.
helps.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Nice.
We three rogues are going to land. All right.
Rachel can shoot a fucking beam of sunlight.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I
Oh.
didn't take that spell because that's more of an Adri spell.
Oh,
Kestrel
okay.
took Blade Barrier.
Of course
course
she
she
So
did.
did.
she makes a 100-foot wall of like spinning knives.
Because-
She specced into Kestrel.
God, it's sticking. It's like a residue that drips. Like a drippy residue.
Just like your growth spurt.
Yep. Burst. Burst sounds Jack
nope,
Links.
Nope.
Gotta go
worse.
with burst.
All right.
You don't get a Baja Berry spurt. Baja Berry burst. Baja Berry spurt sounds fucking gross. That sounds gross. Oh god.
I can't.
A berry spurt sounds like when a pixie jerks off. like the cummy bears.
Oh my God.
It's the berry spurt.
God.
Spurt sounds like what you get when you mix squirt and Sprite.
Oh.
Spurt.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry.
We've almost made it to that 40 mark he's asked for.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Rachel, that should be what? Two bonus clips? We'll give you another one halfway through the game.
Great, thank you.
Anytime. So yeah, you guys are pretty much heading out that morning, leaving the fraternity. As you do, you guys feel the ground begin to shake. Hard. I mean, like it just all over the building's foundation shaking, the ground shaking. You get to hear Hawks outside screaming like, "Holy shit!"
What now?
Did anyone else hear those hawks talk? Not
Heading outside. Do we know the source of the shaking?
Can't really tell. You feel it all over.
Okay.
You actually, as you run outside, you see the earth the ground actually begins to split open and start
Oh, wow.
tearing across it.
Well, that's never good.
You guys are getting flashbacks to the vision you had before you guys all got dragged to that Demi realm.
Hmm.
So Hawks comes running over to you guys at the door.
Oh shit! I forgot you were here. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, the cracks, stretch into the woods. There's few of them. I mean, most of them don't spread more than a foot or two wide. As the ground is splitting open, eventually mist actually starts coming up out of them.
Are they radiating from like a central point outward, or are they just like crisscrossing the landscape?
It's kind of like crisscrossing in different parts. Not all of them intersect. Some do, some don't. And as this happens, hands and weird. Let me get the right paper. Multiple limbs and hands like fixed with bone blades and blood entrenched and rotting flesh kind of begin to crawl out of these cracks.
I draw my sword.
So
I look at Kevin. Does this have anything to do with the people that we roughed up last night?
I'm gonna fix my tie up. I don't know. Undetermined.
Also, you're looking taller this morning.
Thank you. You're looking shorter. I'll do an investigation check. I want to investigate in particular the crevices to see the arms that are coming out. If I can try to determine a couple things. One, size based on the length of the fucking bones in the arm. If I can determine if they're humanoid. if the weapons are old or new. And I also want to determine whether or not they're crawling all the way out, like if they're trying to get traction on the solid ground that they're grappling and trying to pull out, or if this is some sort of like snare. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. No, I hear you. You can tell they're about humanoid.
Okay.
Did you roll?
No, but you were
Okay,
already
roll.
answering, so I figured I'd just wait for it.
All right, go for a
27.
roll. Okay. Yeah. No, you can tell they're about humanoid size, most all of them as they're climbing out. The weapons are actually, they seem to be actually, some of them rusted metal. None of them actually look fresh. Some of them look actually made out of bone.
Right.
They have flesh and other like raw pieces of mainly like flesh or muscles or something attached to them. The weapons as like they've like almost like they kind of like emerged or burst out of the skin.
There you go.
And
Word of the day.
Um,
First.
yeah, and they begin, I mean, crawling up out of it, and some of them see you guys and begin making their way towards you. You're counting at least 20 to 30 climbing up easy right now out of the cracks around you guys.
We're not in initiative yet, are we?
No, not yet.
Victor,
Yes.
why don't you take care of this for me?
All right.
I'm gonna light a
So-
pipe while he does, like I'm unconcerned. Long pauses mean something's happening. It means I engage with the game properly. It's loading a new screen, which means that this is supposed to happen.
I think Victor's just surprised that he got a promotion.
It's like when you're in an RPG and a boss beats the shit out of you, and you're like, "What the fuck? How was I supposed to beat that?" And then it doesn't go to game over, and you're like, "Oh, thank God." Do you know what I mean? Like, I was supposed to die here.
The
Yeah.
music shifts all of a sudden.
Yeah. A cool wind and cherry blossoms blow across your gaming table.
Now he begins to raise his hand and begins to chant in I want to say darkenese.
I
And it
hate the
begins to-
name of that language. I
Yeah,
do. I look.
I
They
know.
do it. They do it with Klingon too. They call it Klingonese,
Yeah,
and I hate it. I hate it.
right. It kind of
Right.
feels like cheap.
It does.
It's like, really?
Like, why are we
And-
doing this?
Yeah. So he begins to chant, and I'll just call it dark speech. He begins to chant in dark speech. You can actually almost feel your skin crawl as he's chanting. A few of them begin to like um force themselves buried into the ground and begin to parts of them implode in different places.
I'm gonna take
He's
the
like,
pipe out.
Something's wrong.
Well, you're not as good as you thought you were.
No, these aren't natural undead.
Explain.
There's something that they should be retreating. They should be moving back, but it's not. The spell's not heating like it's supposed to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I recommend a tactical removal of ourselves from this situation. Our skeleton expert, Bone Boy, says that he can't control them. And I can't.
I can try to turn some of them
All right.
if they get too close. I will channel divinity, turn undead. I'll wait for like a few to get close to me. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 18. If they fail, then they turn for the next minute or until they take damage, and they just try to get away from me as fast as possible. If they are CR2 or lower, they are just instantly destroyed.
Dewok, when she does this, I'm going to kind of not stealthily, but like maybe quietly and slyly, not trying to be like stealthy or anything, but just kind of walk up to the side to watch her hold up her holy symbol
Okay.
and like really observe closely what happens.
Alrighty.
I am using as my holy symbol, it is the icon of Ravenloft. It's a 12-inch tall statuette made of pure silver depicting a cleric.
All right. How much damage do you? Okay, if you said if they're under CR what?
Because I'm using Icon of Ravenloft,
Yeah.
the save DC is increased by 2, so it's DC 20 Wisdom save.
All right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're not making us. They got a
Yeah.
my -2 to Wisdom.
And
I
if they
can't
are-
roll out of this.
If they are CR2 or lower, then they are just instantly destroyed.
That turn is crazy. A DC 20? Like what undead has higher? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure some of your upper crust, well-educated undead might be able to get away with that. You know, the
What
ones who have the Ivy.
what's your
The
target range on them?
Harvard elite undead?
30
Yeah.
feet.
Okay.
30 feet.
All right. You see the first set begin to parts explode, chest blows off, heads blow as they begin to fall to the ground. And all the ones in the area that were there begin to actually separate and drop and go.
All right.
I'm gonna
Afterwards, you see them begin twitching again, pushing themselves up with the limbs they have left.
We should probably go.
So the mist that's coming up out of these crevices, is it the same kind of mist that we've experienced before that sort of sweeps us to somewhere else, or is this different?
It looks a similar fog, but the mist isn't thick like that. It isn't. It has like a lighter where you can actually see through it.
Okay.
It's not the full like thick mist that you can it like engulfs you. This one, it's just kind of floating above the ground as it
Okay.
just kind of spews out.
I'm gonna walk over to Kestrel. I'm going to, before she puts her holy symbol away,
Mhm.
I'm gonna like kind of reach out and see if I can grab it and kind of look at it and then look at her. And I'm gonna release them like, interesting.
What's interesting?
We should go.
You hear Relina? Yeah, there's more coming out of the ground. Victor, call Nick. Just like I already told him, he's getting the ship ready.
The ship ready. Perfect.
Well, unless you think these things are not going to chase us all the way back.
I'm on board for meeting my ship again. Thank you.
We should run.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Somebody pick up Hawks.
I'll grab him.
Ooh, Hawks gets
also-
up. Hawks gets up.
All of us except for Victor and Hawks can do the dash,
Yeah.
cutting action dash. So,
Our crowd looks rad.
but Victor's gonna fall behind.
Well, he's less weight now because he only has the one arm. So he's more aerodynamic now.
I don't know if that's exactly how that works, but okay.
Couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
It's like putting a spoiler on a slow car. It might not make it faster, it makes it look quicker.
makes it.
Mhm.
Hold on. Let me check something quick.
Are you looking to see how aerodynamic an elbow makes you?
No.
Speed increase to weight reduction ratio in 5e is gain 5 feet movement for every limb you sacrifice.
What if you lost a leg?
Oh, that one works backwards.
Yeah. Then you have to walk on your hands.
Oh.
You roll up into a ball like an armadillo and you make your way down the plains.
Right.
Victor's like, can you guys buy me a minute?
I'm
What,
gonna look around like
with these guys?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right. He steps back and he begins throwing glyphs into the ground with his one hand in a circle of 10 feet.
I don't believe I have like a limited number of turn undeads. Let me double check.
Renlina's like, oh, good. He's teleporting us. This is going to go fun.
Oh, wait, actually I do. I can do it one more time.
I just wanted to clarify right now at this particular moment that Rachel never said that she cast Death Ward on herself, and so that there is no backwards
I can still cast it.
It's early morning. You never
can still
dictated that
cast
you
it.
did.
But I could cast it right now if I wanted to.
You could, but then you wouldn't be able to turn. Just putting it out there. She never said that she did that. And if we're allowed to go back 20 turns
Oh
to
my
cast
god.
spells, we're just, you know, look, I'll abuse
Alright.
it. I'll abuse it.
Your honor, the defense rests.
December 16th, the day Rachel forgot Death Ward.
Yeah.
The defense rests and then wakes up and doesn't cast Death Ward.
Oh my god.
The day that will live in
All right. If any of these undead get close to Victor, I will run them down with my sword.
All right.
If I get a big group of them, then I can do my channel divinity again, although that'll be the last time I can do it today.
All right. Well, I mean, technically, you got 20 of them getting up back and running at you guys. So,
Well, they're still crawling up out of the chasms, right?
and there's more coming out of the chasms, but the ones she nuked the first time have climbed up with half of them and started crossing over.
How long did it take them to come back to reform?
Um,
I could cast Blade Barrier and put a wall around us. But that would be my only 6th level spell for the day.
Oh.
6 seconds.
Okay. Well, that's
They
a
pop.
whole round.
Yeah, they pop up
Oh.
a whole round.
All right. Well, then in that free action time, I'm gonna walk up to where they are and use my foot to sweep them back into the cracks
All right, give me a roll.
to sweep with my leg. What do I roll?
I mean, I would assume it would be attack, right?
No, I'm not kicking them. I'm just kind of
Okay.
putting my foot on the ground and moving it to the side to shuffle them as they're crackling back together. Like it'd be like
Okay.
you got a bunch of leaves on your porch, so you just put your foot down and kind of sweeping them.
Okay.
I'll roll a sweep check. I don't know what
No,
that
you're
is.
fine. You're fine.
Okay.
So,
Animal handling, maybe, because it's like sweeping up a barn.
Maybe like a grapple?
A grapple. I'm not holding them down with my foot.
Yeah, but you're trying to like
No.
break their hold on the ground, so it's sort of like
Well, these are the ones that you already crumbled.
a contested grapple.
No, I'm not.
I
I'm
would-
not talking about the ones that are climbing up. I'm
not
talking about the ones.
athletic. Acrobatics. Acrobatics.
Okay.
Almost like a hacky sack juggle in a sense, like a soccer juggling.
Kicking them across the field.
And we incorporated the World Cup.
Okay. Oh my god! I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm gonna use a lucky roll on that one. Oof. Better. 23.
All right.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's-
Christ, that first one was not good.
That was considerably
Alright.
better.
Yeah. No, you're able to keep the parts from coming back, and the limbs that were attached, you're able to kick them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it nonchalantly, kind of brush them off into the cracks, and then walk back to the crowd and be like, "Time's a factor."
Hey, Rain, could you use water to like sweep them back in the
I
cracks of the earth?
was.
Wait a minute, are we
con-
talking about the sediment conditions of water in Move Water?
I had briefly thought about it, but I don't know what I'm really going to be able to do with 30 gallons of water. I don't know that that's going to be.
Also, I think if you go back and listen to the other episode, we're contradicting ourselves pretty
yeah,
clearly.
probably so.
Okay, but you know,
I
whatever.
I was just going to I was just going to let that sleeping dog lie.
Maybe you could feather fall the bones down there.
Oh my god, no!
I'd like to intimidate the bones back into the crevice. If that would be. Could I persuade them? Could I tell them that this is, you know?
Oh, please, please seduce them.
Can we name this episode "Persuading the Bone"? Nate persuades the bone.
Yes. I'd like to convince them that a life on the surface is cruel and it's hopeless, that they're better off in the ground where they belong, from whence they came, and see if that works. It doesn't work. We know that.
No, they just like at
Yeah.
you with their tongues
I
spilling.
know. I'm bones
Oh,
have
how-
tongues? Wow.
How jealous?
Well, no,
would you
these
be?
aren't all bone. I mean, they're like
oh,
zombie
okay. So
things.
they're ghoulish and okay, gotcha.
How jealous would you be if you and your friend came back to life as undead
Uh-huh.
and they had a tongue and skin and you were just all bone? You were just like, motherfucker.
Right?
See, you should have moisturized more when you were alive.
Mm.
A better skincare regimen would make you look this beautiful once you're undead.
You see this whole patch of flesh on the side of my head? It's hanging on. It's hanging on.
Maybe he died with it. Maybe it's
Maybelline.
Hawk starts-
Graveline.
Fox is launching fireballs from being held by Ray.
Oh, that's not good. Say hello to my little friend.
I like how we haven't determined whether this gas is flammable at all.
We're gonna
Well, I
find
did-
out.
I did ask if it was the same kind of mist, that
Mhm.
sort of sweeps across the land. It's not. It's
No, yeah, nothing flammable from the
Mm.
the mist smoke thing as it comes out of the ground.
I was saying it could be. It's from underground. It could be methane. So,
True.
Yeah, but Hawks doesn't think like that.
Mm-mm.
No, I noticed.
Also, the chemist in me is going to remind you that gas is usually colorless, and so
Yeah,
not methane.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Most likely water vapor, given that
Thanks.
it's opaque.
Thanks, fucking Hank Hill.
You're welcome.
damn it, Bobby.
And now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
My aunt just be coming around there and maybe take fucking fireballs.
Doesn't take long for the minute to pass, and Victor's finished his teleportation circle. It's time.
I'm gonna walk right inside.
Follow suit.
Where does this go?
Not here. Right?
I'm definitely not here.
All right.
It's okay.
I hope,
Step
like
in.
right before he activates, I'll be like, say cheese.
We're all instantly teleported 6 feet to the left.
Oh shit.
The circle goes off, and a field of blue surrounds it completely in like almost a half sphere. And you hear the crack of magic seep through the air as you guys disappear. And then 5 miles away, lifts begin to pop up on the ground, and the half sphere appears, and the crack of thunder and the magic moves around. Each of you begins to appear there, one by one, in the circle, in the 10-foot circle.
Who appears first?
Victor shows up first, and then it'll be you since you walked in the circle first. Followed
So
by
in
Relena.
order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Kestrel last because I'm assuming that question meant she stepped in the circle after everybody.
Yeah.
Well, that's peer
So-
pressure.
As the sphere fades, the glyphs stay half burned into the ground. You look up and you see your ship. Trees all around it. It seems like there's like a growth actually almost covering over it that seems to be melting off right now as the air balloons are filling.
I'm going to walk around from like side to side looking up at it and being like, La Natra.
Lowada?
La Natra.
You do notice on some of the sides of it, it seems that a breath weapon had been used against part of it. And then some claw marks.
Any damage? Like real damage?
Not actual structural damage or anything, more just cosmetic damage.
I'm going to walk up to one of the claw marks and be like, what did you do?
It's called Ebb. And she's a shadow dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That's why she's been parked.
Well,
Yeah.
she's not going to be parked for much longer. Don't
Nope.
worry, baby. I'm going to get you back in the air.
You see
I
a
want to look
lot
back
of
at
actual
them. I want to look back at them and be like, eh?
Well, it's boat-like. I'll give you that much.
It's not in the sky though.
No, but
Still-
I'm assuming that's
still
what
filling.
the.
you see a
and-
ghost come out of it.
It's haunted.
Kaeviir, you recognize Serena floating.
What's the deal with the plaque?
Well, I didn't want you forgotten. It's good to see you, even though you are younger than Victor. Is this actually? It's him. It's not a mirror.
It's interesting. You seem to have gone the
Tree!
other way.
She flies over.
Oh no. I take a step back.
She stops at.
Hey, ghost.
Hi.
My name's Kestrel.
She looks over at Victor.
I'm
He
gonna
just
look.
he shrugs and she's
Astral
like
with quotation marks.
he shrugs and she's like, Victor, where's your arm?
Did you leave your arm again? What do I if you don't have it attached to your body, you lose it.
It's in the shadow realm. Shadow plane. He just walks past her towards the ship.
Oh man, that we're gonna fight Victor's undead arm. It's gonna be an upgrade from the undead hands that we always see.
Rachel, here's the trip. It's gonna blow your mind, all right?
Uh-huh.
The arm in the Shadow Realm actually gets into a fight with a chrono mage and is sent back in time and is actually the arm in your bag.
Well, I have a hand, not an arm.
That sounds so good. I almost have to do it.
Well, the elbow and the other portion are a collection quest that we'll have to do.
The hand has
So-
already been described as an elven hand.
That was after some.
It got polymorphed into an elf.
Look, if
Well, it's
Star
turned
Wars
into a
can
bunny.
retcon shit, why can't we?
Also, I like the
You see it.
idea
Go for
that
it.
Rachel doesn't speak Elvish in any of her characters, who is an elf, but can I clearly identify the bone structure of an elven hand?
Adri speaks elven.
You don't speak all elven.
Most of it.
Most of it.
She
Yeah.
knows most of it.
It's mostly elvish.
Doesn't know those elven curse words.
She's an elvish impersonator.
Yeah.
Those battle cries.
That's right.
God. Hi, I'm the new guy.
No, the ghost floats over. Hi, I'm Serena. Welcome.
Rain.
No, it's sunny out.
No. I look over at Kaeviir and like, so ghosts aboard your ship?
She wasn't a ghost when I left. But without me around, people.
Should I be concerned about that?
No, it's
Yeah,
okay. It was technically Kaeviir that killed me. She says as she floats up to the ship.
I repeat myself one more time. Should I be concerned about that?
She made me a plaque. We're clearly on good terms.
Yeah.
Sort of.
With that one,
Oh, yeah, there's another version of me around.
No.
Less pleasant.
So I've heard.
My contracts are much nicer. By the way, how's that coming?
I'm still reading through the fine print, but I should be done by tonight if I'm lucky.
matron of darkness, you have come. A skeleton comes running over.
Shit. Oh, this is the
You are
best.
just like I pictured you in my blindness.
Oh my goodness.
Ke-
Just like I
Kes-
pictured you in my blindness. You're
Hess
dark.
has her hand like on the hilt of her sword, and she looks at the skeleton, and then she's gonna look at Victor and be like, "Can I?"
Oh no, I'm having too much fun with this one. He says he walked in. That's Brendan, by the way.
Brendan.
Brendan, she doesn't remember you. You used to make him scrub all the weirdest things in the town. Like you had him clean everything. You were a taskmaster.
I'm gonna look at Rain and give a little thumbnail scratchy gesture.
Uh-huh. Ghosts and skeletons.
Brendan falls at Kess's feet and grabs her foot by the ankle and like starts trying to kiss it with his skull.
Steps back. Don't do that.
Of course, Dark Lady.
Oh, Brendan
Wait.
the blood vessel.
So we have a ghost, a skeleton. Is there going to be like a fleshy zombie on here as well?
No, Nick's alive. He's getting the ship ready.
No, he's just brain dead.
So Earline's like,
I thought
it's
my
overall
crew
not
was-
bad for what happened.
Sort of like a embarrassment of riches here. Me with this new young body, and you all with these ramshackle flesh vessels.
Hmm.
Okay, well, let's take me to my quarters.
I haven't touched them. They're still there.
The lab. I'm gonna
Uh,
like look on the side, like the rope. Where's the rope?
It's pulled up. Nick needs to let it down.
I'm gonna shout, Nick!
You hear footsteps running across the top deck. Looks over. You see an older, about 18, 19-year-old looking down. Kind of a longer beard. You see like a moss-covered tunic with spores on it, looking down.
Rope ladder.
Holy fuck, you found them. I thought you were kidding.
Rope ladder.
Yeah. Of course, Mr. Kaeviir. He rolls it down.
I'm gonna start climbing.
Looks over. So you say it's not Adri, but it is? Victor's like, Ixnay on the Adri.
On the Adria? On the Drie.
GAA.
Nick's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
He's like, she doesn't remember. Darkon. Nick's like, fuck.
Evidence is mounting up.
I'm gonna step
Yes.
over Brendan and just walk towards the ship.
Dark
Really, like-
removes memories from the forehead.
Really,
Apply
Brendan, you're
directly to the
embarrassed.
psyche.
Really like, Brendan, you're embarrassing yourself. Get on the ship. He gets up and kind of pouts and walks back to the ship. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
I feel 100% at home on the deck. I'm gonna look around and be like, "This is a wreck, Nick. What is this?" And I'm gonna like, kind of tap the bottom of the pipe against the spores.
You know, undeath is actually part of the cycle of nature, you know? And spores are just a part of that. I found out doing the research and diving into it actually how truly special spores are.
We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna.
Victor said
I don't
hide
have
the
time.
ship. He
I don't
said
have
put
time.
overgrowth over and hide it. Don't let the dragons see it from up top.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, Victor, did you get it? I got it. We're gonna talk about your arm. No, we're not.
Come with me, everybody.
All right.
No. The important people, you and you. Come.
Victor's like, now that's the Kaeviir I know.
I'm gonna walk
No.
down the stairs.
Following, looking around.
Yeah, I'm taking in the sights.
Right here. This is your outfitting station before we disembark. If there's anything you need, if you need to re-outfit or have things prepped, generally, if we're going on some sort of long-term mission, we'll have general things, rope, rations, things like that stored here for you. Just go ahead and pack your bags up. You'll have your own little section. There you go. Okay, so we'll move on through here, the sleeping quarters. There's a hallway around the outside of each so that we can all have a flat wall, which is nice. Helps. Sometimes it's a little wobbly in the air. Sometimes you get some turbulence. It's good to have straight walls. You know about that, don't you, shipsman?
Mm-hmm. Also helps drown out the sound of all of those growth bursts.
That sounds
Funny.
nasty. You hear in the back.
All right.
You
And
can
we'll
hear
head.
Hawks running on the top deck. Hawks, it's on a ship. Hawks, it's on a ship.
So, who actually does what here in your crew, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, who's your quartermaster? Who are your gunners? Who runs what?
It's a loose assembly of tasks.
Okay. It's not normally how I'm used to ships working, but I'll take your word for it.
Come.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna stay on the floor we are. I kind of pointed down to the quarters or whatever. All right. Dining area.
Mhm.
This is where we'll get together and spend time to, I don't know, grow accustomed to each other's. It doesn't matter. That part's not important. All right, through here. I'm gonna open the door to the lab.
Uh-huh.
This is mine. No one comes in here without permission.
You notice it's a little different than what you had it.
How? Investigation check.
Sweet. Victor turned it into a gaming room.
It's
There's
just
now an
Oh
Xbox.
my god, 31.
It's just
I want to
Lisa
know what
Frank.
happens in this fucking room.
Lisa Frank, as far
right.
as the eye can see.
On the far side,
Oh, it's
you
33.
actually
Sorry.
okay. On the far side, you see something under a tarp. It stands about 4 to 5 feet, almost cylinder an object. You see a scattered note board on the side. You can tell that he's actually been tracking mirrors across and the different encounters he's had with the different mirrors, and he's been
Right.
calculating who he's come across.
Okay.
You see some new potions and things on the wall. It seems that he's been experimenting with a few things and finding different things across the realm as he's gone through.
Okay.
Outside of that, most of it's normal. Your costumes, most of them actually have been put away in trunks.
Oh. Well, those are coming back out. All right. Is the I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna
Okay.
say I'm gonna take one step into the center of the room and I'll be like, I'm the most brilliant man in the world.
Right.
And I'm gonna say, I do not speak Elvish. Can I say it?
Mm-hmm.
I can say both.
I'm drawing a blank, brother, on what's supposed to
The
happen there.
zone of truth. Nobody else knows that because
Okay. Then the zone of truth activates and then you can't say.
okay. So I'm gonna go walk to my desk and be like, close the door behind you.
Who's all in there?
Just us two, I would think.
Yeah.
You and who?
Rain and Tess.
Okay.
Please have a seat.
I'll pull up a chair.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Rain. What is your name? Full name.
Rain Tree Shea.
Do you harbor any malice towards me or the rest of the people on this ship?
Well, I don't know any of the other people on the ship that well, and
Just answer the question.
no.
What is your name?
You know my name.
Say it.
My full name is Kesselgard Reskel, known as Kestrel.
Will you humor me? Will you say my name is Adri Liadron?
Why would I say that?
Say it.
My name is Adri Liadron.
Ewok?
Both answers are accepted.
You happy?
Say that you are 7 feet tall.
I am 7 feet tall.
Give me a roll.
What am I rolling?
I would believe that would be.
The zone of truth just makes you incapable, right?
I think you can save against it.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I think
Let me-
there's a save.
Guards against deception. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can
Charisma.
Yeah, it's a charisma saving throw.
Charisma, yeah.
Oh no.
On a failed
What's
save, a
on
creature
the-
cannot speak a deliberate lie.
But the DC is that of what's his name? Shit.
The guy you had enchanted.
Yeah, shit, what's his name? Fuck. I love him.
Midnight?
No, fucking
The dwarf?
Lucian.
Lucian?
Lucian?
Lucian.
I got a 16.
No, you didn't. You got a 7.
So I fail, so I can't say
Lie.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So then now I would know that a spell is affecting me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I try to say it, and then I glare at you, and I'm like, what is this?
Say that your name is Adri Leadrin.
We already did this.
And you could say it, correct?
I guess. Yeah.
And you could not say you were 7 feet tall.
No, I couldn't say that I was 7 feet tall.
There's a ton of truth in this room.
Mm.
We'll come back to
Out
that.
of game as DM, I did not know he was planning this. Just clearing D-Walk's ass in this.
Oh, is that bad?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just was I not out of game?
No, you're fine.
You can
No,
clip
you're
this
fine.
out. Rachel, was I not supposed to do this?
No, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
Just making
completely
sure.
within character. Yeah, no, you're good. I was just playing.
Okay. We can come back to that later. It is important to me that everyone that delivers information in this room tells the truth. You don't mean any harm to us. I'm fairly certain that even if you did mean harm to this crew, and I'm going to point to Kess, I would still keep you around. So, how do we proceed from here? Where would we like to go? And what are our objectives? And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk over to the board where he was tracking things, and I'm going to flip it around. And we're going to start a new investigation on this side.
You just
I don't want to.
take the sleeve of your coat and just wipe him.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to mess with the stuff that because
Yeah.
that could be useful to us.
Yeah.
So
Kessa is going to be very quiet right now. She's not saying anything.
we had a school, an institute, correct?
The Bratislava Institute.
I'm gonna put that up in the left corner. You had a person you were after, correct?
Right. My former captain, drug assault biter, although that seems to have gotten a little more complicated with our little impromptu meeting last night.
I'm going to set that on the right side. Towards the center, I'm going to put power struggle. Oh, and then I'm going to, oh, wait a second. And I'm going to write underneath the thing with Rain's captain, I'm going to write contract pending. So, what do any of these have that connect each other?
Besides the three of us?
We're building value here.
Okay.
Some tasks are more valuable because they hit multiple buttons.
Well,
The
the overarching problem I think we have right now is the fact that Darkon has no Dark Lord in control of it, and it's coming apart at the seams. And we're all now wrapped up in this, as all three of us are potential people to ascend the throne. So that's a thing we all have in common with all of these.
The Institute, I assume they have a large library,
Yes.
a lot of information on the region, up to date.
Yeah. One of my friends that I adventure with, Fiven, he works there. He does a lot of studies there. He studies ancient Darkon. The ruins that were here, that have been here for a very long time. He studies those.
So that's a connection. And I'll go ahead and put the Institute to have a little line down. What was that we just experienced back there? Seems like we're meeting some resistance.
Well, I don't know if that was associated with the fraternity and that was just revenge against us for ransacking their house, or if it is some greater presence trying to prevent us from doing whatever it is we're trying to do.
Do we have any information on the brotherhood or fraternity or whatever that is, that group? We've only heard sort of rumors.
Well, I think that points back to this library. Maybe we can find out something about them there.
Right. All right. One moment. I'm going to walk to the door. I'm going to open it. I'm going to shout outside for Victor. And then I'm going to slam the door. I'm going to come and sit back down and light a pipe. Any of you guys smoke?
I try not to.
Sometimes, but tobacco is expensive.
I'm going to open my desk. I'm going to take out cigars. Feel free. Help yourself.
I'm gonna
You hear a
insight.
thump at the door.
Come in.
He walks in. Erlena's behind him.
Seems you only have asked for one of you.
Yeah, well, we don't keep secrets.
Not in this room. Close the door behind you.
They do.
I'm going to ask, do you have any allegiance to the other Kaeviir?
No. Killed him
She's-
once.
She's in the zone.
Mm-hmm. Killed him last time we saw him. I don't think it's the end of him, though. Never is.
Did Kestrel take a cigar?
Yes, and then she did an insight because she is suspicious as to why you're being nice. 25 on the insight.
I'm not hiding anything. I am nice.
Victor walks over to one of the cases, opens it, and pulls the about a 2.5-foot scepter out from his cloak and puts it in there. Closes it.
Made some changes, huh?
Had to lock certain things away.
Well, you've done a good job. That'll be the first and last time I say that, so
I appreciate it.
really roll around in it. Take it in.
I would, but I have a hard time getting up with one arm.
I'm going to smile. That's very funny. How long until the
Works.
ship is ready to fly?
Should be soon. Nick, the minute the cracks opened up, I had Nick fell in the air, so shouldn't be much longer than another half hour.
Okay. Well,
We
then
don't
we are
have
going.
the resources we had when we were in Valiki to fill it. So
Well, we will work on re-outfitting once we're in a safer region. It looks like our determination is that we want to check out the Institute, or at least head in that direction.
the Blasavia?
Yeah.
Okay. They're a little
Any-
narrow-minded, but
Narrow-minded.
there's certain magic they don't touch.
Well, a lot of places are like that. You're going to have to learn to deal with it, goth kid. All right. Go ahead and tell Nick that we want to go ahead and set a path up there. I'm going to look over to Rain. What do you think? You want to fly the boat?
Thought you'd never ask.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop. as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality, high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail.
We're supposed to roll dice
Thank
in
you.
this game, right? Is that how this works?
I can't
Eventually.
remember.
That's what I've heard.
All right.
So
My name is Mr. Kaeviir,
Keever.
the professor.
Leave it to Keever. Professor, that's how I'm
oh,
going to start calling you, Professor Keever. How you doing?
Oh my god. D-Walk has spelled my name wrong for fucking 3 years. And then he spelled the name right, and he spelled Relena's name wrong.
Yeah.
God damn it.
did I spell it wrong in that last writing?
Relena, but
Okay.
Kaeviir you spelled right, which was I felt like an intentional shit talk. He was like, I'll get this one right, but now I'll start getting another one wrong.
Yep.
Which he's
If
not
it makes
in
you feel better, I actually went back to our chat and I looked up the spelling of Kaeviir and then so I copy and pasted it over. I had it at the top so I didn't mess it up the whole way through.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
should have done that to the other one.
Been
Nah, it's easy enough.